Last week I did a video on Kagurabachi, the newest Shonen Jump series, and that video did much better than I would have expected. So I'm gonna ride that wave and talk about the second chapter. Will I make this a thing? Probably not. I have too much on my plate, unless y'all demand it in the comments. Then I might do reactions to it. In this chapter we dive a bit deeper into Chihiro's past, seeing what happened to his father and the reasoning why. Personally, I was expecting to get that later on in the series and having this more fleshed out. From what I see here, I feel as though we may see the villain's perspective in this event so that we could get the full picture. I enjoyed the little moments we had with Chihiro and his father. His words, "You can't just strive to make a strong enchanted blade. You're going to have to look at the world through your own eyes and think carefully about what kind of katana it needs and why." This could be the theme in the series, and words that will stick with Chihiro. His reaction to his father's death felt natural with someone of his personality. Chihiro to me is still a very bland character. I said this in the last video, and it definitely needs to be a secondary character to push this series, and Shiba really is doing that. He's very entertaining. We also see that Shiba has sorcery abilities as well. We are still in the dark with how sorcery works in this series, but we do get an indication that Chihiro isn't fully proficient at it after 3 years. This is something I am glad to see. I want to see a lot of growth from him in the series, power wise and character wise. Just like in the first chapter, this chapter hooked me in a bit more, especially with the ending. Having the lead on someone with the enchanted blade, I'm very curious on what each blade power is. We've seen Chihiro implement the goldfish. Does each one have a trait like that? One with fire, flowers, air, anything like that. I also expect to see flashbacks of Chihiro in training, seeing how his hatred grew. I'm not saying that we'll get a fight in the next chapter, but what I would like to see is Chihiro's hatred overtake him, to the point where he's sloppy and just waving his sword around. I can see him getting overpowered by an enemy, and just that hatred just growing more and more. And just like in the first chapter, the presentation was nice. The art is very clean, the paneling is nice, and there's certain shots in here that I really like. This is a very talented mangaka, and I'm excited to see more of what he has. Overall, this was a solid second chapter. Now if you want me to cover this series more, I'll do reactions to it like I do with most of the mangas on this channel. Or I could try to keep it bite-sized reviews like this. If you want to see the other videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoy, and until next time, you know where to find you know.